Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today we're going to talk about successful people have the habit of giving back. So we're still in the series about what we can learn from highly successful people because, like I say this every day, but it doesn't matter whether they're in our business or not. Successful people are successful because of the things they do. And so I believe that success leaves clues. And if we watch what the successful people are doing, we can learn a lot from them. And so, excuse me, another trait of highly successful people is they give back. So people who want to get ahead often give back to those less fortunate than they are. Gosh, I'm sorry. So what's the first thing that you want to do when you receive incredible news, right? You reach out to someone who's important to share that, right? Well, what do you do when something terrible happens? Hopefully you reach out to a loved one for support. We rely on the people around us for emotional support, be it for the good times or the bad times. And as much as this need for connection is ingrained in us, it also goes the other way. This is the essence of giving back to the community, supporting others in the ups and downs of life, just as they supported you. This is really important. And I believe that giving back to the community is important. And I believe that successful people believe that too. So as human beings, we have the innate need to contribute to those around us, right? Whether it comes in the form of something small, like being there for a friend in need, or something massive, like contributing financially to a worthwhile cause, we realize the importance of giving back to society. It doesn't always have to be in the form of cash. It could be in serving others, giving advice, all kinds of things. So being willing to help other people is never a bad thing. And for some people, it's a driver of their success. Many successful people are open to helping those who need it, and it helps both parties in different ways. So the financial aspect is one way, of giving back. It's probably one of the most common ways. And, maybe you're struggling and it's hard to spend money when you're tight on funds, right? But you could help someone by buying them a meal or helping them with a bill, or, just doing little things for somebody can make a substantial difference for them, as small as it might seem. If you've ever been in that situation yourself where you needed financial help, you know how relieving it is just to have that little bit extra. I know I've been there. I've been there when my daughter was small. We went without electricity for days. We've all been there, right? And sometimes that little bit of extra help can be so huge for somebody. But time is money too, as they say, right? So giving your time can be another great way to help others. Whether it be helping someone move so they don't have to hire movers, or just talking things out with them when they're a bit lost, or giving someone just a few hours of your time can help them more than you know. You can also volunteer to give back to the community if you happen to have a free day or a few hours to spare. This kind of help is much needed. It's the type that not a lot of people are willing to give. One of the best and simplest ways of helping others is sharing your knowledge with somebody else. Sometimes, we have to learn through experience and failures. We struggle as we grow our business, and that experience teaches us a lot. And so sometimes you can help someone avoid failures like that in the future if you're willing to share your experiences of going through some things, right? Sometimes it can be inspirational for them if they don't think they can get out of a rut, and you're sharing, kind of your experiences, showing them that they can if they keep pushing through. That can be inspirational. So the importance of giving back to society can't be understated, because the secret to living is giving, right? So if you really think about it, what is life all about? Deep down, what is life all about? If it's about creating meaning, right? If we don't have meaning in our life, we don't have anything, right? So how do you create meaning in your life? Well, it's not about what you do for yourself. It's about how you're able to better the lives of people around you, your loved ones, the people in your community, the lives of people somewhere else in the world. There's all kinds of things, right? All kinds of ways to better other people, better other things. So meaning never comes from what you get. It comes from what you give. So how can you start realizing the importance of giving back? Well, think about some of the famous people that you admire. Some of the people I can think of off the top of my head are Oprah Winfrey, right? She's my idol. Bill Gates, J.K. Rowling, Serena Williams. Those are just a few that I can think of, like off the top of my head. But what do these people really regularly do? They work diligently to spread their message and create value in the lives of others. They prioritize giving back to society. So think about the positive impact that these people have. I mean, Bill Gates, through his foundation, I think it's the Bill and Melinda Foundation, I think, they've given more than $30 billion to charity. Oprah does, she gives money to charity, she gives money, she does things for so many people, for colleges, for people who are oppressed. Oprah does so much for so many people. Most people don't have the means that Bill Gates and Oprah do, right? Most of us don't, but that doesn't mean that our contributions can't inspire others too. It doesn't mean we can't learn from them too. So once you start giving back to the community, you'll see how your positive actions encourage others to get involved, right? Maybe your coworkers want to come along on your next beach cleanup, or your daughter is eager to volunteer at the local homeless shelter with you, you know? It's the same thing with financial giving. If you find a nonprofit that piques your interest, maybe your friends and coworkers will be equally inspired to give as well. And I mean, even, I do fundraising for the American Cancer Society. It's not necessarily money out of my pocket, but I put a lot of effort into it. And I found a lot of vendors that want to get behind me on that and help me raise that money. And, it helps me meet more people too. So it all comes back. Right? So giving of yourself comes back to you in ways that you can't even imagine, right? So when you're giving back to the community, it allows you to create a ripple of positive impact, which inspires others to do the same. So just like I said, with my breast cancer, I have other vendors, other people that want to help me, and we come together and we create this synergy, and it's so cool. So you can start smaller if you want. Who around you could use a helping hand? If you're an Avon rep, if you're an Avon rep who happens to be watching this, maybe you could take time out to help another rep who's struggling. Maybe there's so many reps out there that don't have an upline, or that are struggling, that don't have somebody to help them. We see them all the time in Facebook groups. So even if you're new yourself, I bet you have some kind of knowledge or experience that could help somebody else. And just a little bit of help, or talking to someone could make all the difference. It could be someone you work with. It could be your neighbor. There's so many people that could use help, or even just listening or understanding, right? And I believe in the universe. I do. I believe in what you put out there comes back to you. And even if you have little to give, the more you do it, the more that's going to come back to you. And then the more you do it, the more that comes back to you, the more you have to give. And it's a self-perpetuating thing, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So make sure you have a plan for your charitable efforts, and find ways to push yourself more towards success so that you can give back more to causes that are near and dear to your heart. Because the more successful you are, the more money you have, the more you can give back, right? What's wrong with that? The more successful you are, the more you can give back. And that's pretty cool. So now, hey, I'd love to hear from you. What kinds of things do you do to give back? What are your beliefs about this subject? What kinds of things do you do? Please share with us in the comments below. I would love to hear it. Thanks for being here with me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.